Hi guys.
Hi guys.
This is Andrea and Joe from Superbly Supernatural. We thought it was about time. We've done this for so long now, and we've planned on doing a podcast for so long, but we've never actually got round to doing it. So yeah, we're going to get into this so that you can get to know us. We're going to talk about a few little things. Joe?
Yeah, well, we're going to discuss about why we're interested in the paranormal. We're not goths or anything, you know, we're more normal working people. We just decided through things that have happened in our personal lives, or lives that maybe so happened to me when I was about 6 or 7. I saw stuff when as a younger little child. Then after that, I lost the ability. How about yourself, Andrea? You had something.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not going to waffle on too much.
No, of course not.
But I mean, this is a big factor, and this is why we're all, you know, our whole team are into the paranormal, because we all share this same similar thing with the paranormal and our own experiences. Laura and Steve aren't with us tonight, but they will be coming on the next podcast, and they're coming with us at the weekend when we go to another location, somewhere we're going.
This Saturday, yeah?
Yeah. For me, basically, since I was a child, from about the age of 4, when my grandfather passed away, I saw him. He came to me after he passed away. So that was a big thing for me. I lived with a poltergeist for 2 years. We'll go into that on another podcast because it is a very long story. But
what you're trying to say is,
in my life.
You didn't live with them. There was a poltergeist in your mum and dad's house.
Yeah,
but you didn't live with one. So it sounds a bit crazy. No, sometimes these things happen. I didn't go through anything severe as that. I just saw things when I was a child that were strange, and I know they weren't dreams, and intricate details of things that when I was 4 that I saw that as I grew and got older, because I remembered it as clear as day. There was even one thing that I saw in Antique Roadshow I told you about. I'm not going to go into depth about it. It was a child's toy. I would have known that at 4 years of age, about a Victorian type toy. It was a silhouette on the wall, and I saw an orb coming around the wall. I saw all sorts of things that a 4 or 5-year-old would never understand. Never watched any horror films. I was too young, but I had a great memory for it. And that kind of what got me affected by it. And I've always had an interest in, you know, obviously I've heard stories of my family where back in Ireland, my mum's side, different stories, but sometimes they can be just stories. All I can talk about for myself is what actually I know happened. And it was revealed to me as I grew older, and you obviously get more educated and you see stuff, then you realise, oh wow, that's what I saw when I was a little child.
Because when you're a child, you don't always understand what. It's hard to grasp, like paranormal ghosts, spirits. It's really, you can't understand. I didn't understand.
We're still learning about it. I mean, as far as I know, there's 2 or 3 types of sightings you've got. Spirits that come to you, like you said, your grandfather came to you, it's quite a common thing. It's not that happened to my mother with her mother. When my mum told me that, she said that she felt that her mum came. I spoke to a guy a few years ago, I don't talk to him, I don't see him anymore, but he told me in privacy that he said his father came to him, you've had your granddad. So it's not very uncommon when people with families start talking about this kind of stuff. Yeah. So I think, without going into details about everything what we saw, because I could spend...
We're gonna do a separate podcast on our personal experiences, aren't we?
I think so. I think we've all got something to bring to the table. Yeah. Laura is very gifted. She's got a lot of things that she needs to. She doesn't need to. We have to. If she wants to share it with you, we'd be more than welcome for her to do that. Because it's quite involved what people have been through.
Laura's very different to us. We had the ability to have experiences in our lives. Laura, the best way to explain Laura is she's gifted. She feels, she sees things, she knows things, she gets images, she hears things, she hears things.
I mean, I took her to a stage crash site where we had we've been there several times. The 1972 crash with a Trident that crashed into a field near Staines. Yeah, just took off from Heathrow. We've had a lot of reactions with her there. We've got lots of evidence there. We're going to actually do an episode.
Laura was actually at Staines, wasn't she? She was starting to recall. She was picking up emotions and things that were going
before
on
the
in
plane
planes,
took
which
off.
was really amazing.
She could see through people's eyes, people that were in the plane.
Yeah.
She's like grabbing hold of the bars, like she's grabbing hold of the seat. Anyway, that's something that she needs to explain about. We've been to other places. Laura's been to also Chaldon, the church in Surrey. It's very active. Chaldon was, as far as we know, a Christian church back to 1086.
Really?
So it's really old. It's nearly 1,000.
And it's, do you know what? I think for me, it is, out of the graveyard, is one of the most haunted.
Definitely, from all the stuff that we've captured there. You got to remember, we don't do a 2-hour investigation. We'll go.
We're there all night.
Yeah, we might do say 4 or 5 hours, but we've been back to that Children graveyard probably 5 times, 6 times.
I don't think children ever be finished, will it?
No, it's an ongoing portal basically.
And I've had experiences there going back to when I was like 19 years old, which we'll talk about on another podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, some of the stuff we can show. In fact, we'll show you on this.
Yeah.
We caught a portal. Actually, it was me that caught it, but it doesn't matter. As a group, taking a load of pictures like we usually do, because we don't just do camera work as well. We take lots of pictures and caught a portal. It's an amazing picture. We'll try and get it on here for you to see, and you can clearly see
your
what it
best
is.
captures,
Probably, yeah, I'd say so. Anyway, moving on from that, I mean, several different graveyards we've been to. Most graveyards, let's be truthful, where you've got hundreds and thousands of graves, is going to be haunted.
Not all of them, though. I will say, not all of them.
Not as much as others.
We went to Andrea's special one once where absolutely nothing happened.
And the reason for that was, if you're going to go to somewhere, go ghost hunting. Just for other paranormal groups to know this as well. If you're going to go somewhere, I hate to say this because people get annoyed about it, if you go in the daytime, it's a bit difficult, right? You're very hard to catch anything in the day. I know some people.
We're not saying that ghosts don't communicate during the day, but you're going to get more activity at night, and there's multiple reasons for that.
Yeah.
Look up why.
For us anyway, we do recce's in the day. Sometimes we do get EMFs out and just see if there's something there. And it has on occasion we have caught an EVP. We caught it in the tunnels. We caught an EVP, but it was dusk. We're talking about dusk, meaning it's just changing to night time, and then it's transversing from day to night. That's a really good for us. We've noticed, especially in the summer, there's a lot of electricity in the air. It's hot.
Much more activity in the summer.
And that transition where it goes from light to dark, that's a really good. That's what we call portal. We've called multiple stuff. I can even mention. I mean, some people would call them cryptids. They're like creatures kind of stuff. We've called spirits, orbs, tons of orbs, size of footballs, basically. You know, not just a tiny little orbs like that, like the size of rugby ball, something like rugby.
We like to debunk an orb because...
Of course we do, because of dust and
insects.
Flies, insects on the light.
But when you get a decent orb, you know you're looking at a genuine one.
Yeah, we've got, like, around that church, particularly, we've got wraparound ones that have got, you know...
They're like streaks
It's
of
like
energy.
a streak of energy. It goes so fast, it's left the tail maybe 30 feet, 40 foot long, with the head of the orb this end. You can't see because it weases the tail. We're called multiple, but that's that. Children's different than everywhere else. I would say out of all the place graveyards that we've ever been to, I'd say that one is probably the most active of all. Summertime for us seems to be a lot more highly active, and generally.
The other weird thing as well is when you talk about time and dusk and summer and that, we've also noticed you start to get more activity after 1 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what it is, you just do. That's when the activity
I think it's a mythical thing that people think that you've always heard about this witching hour kind of thing. I mean,
like the 3 a.m. thing.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that's to do with I do believe in the dark is better than doing it in the daytime, 100% without doubt. Because if you're going to see something, you're more likely to see it in the dark, night vision cameras or pictures. But people have caught stuff in the day, so it's not an impossibility. It just means our method of approach is nighttime stuff. It seems to be a lot better for us.
Because we've put lights on before, to like on camera lights and that, and we'll be getting communication, and then suddenly communication just stops. And you turn your light back off, and they'll stop communicating again. So whether some spirits just don't like the light, I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, it's all part of, like, trial and error of what you do. We started off 2.5 years ago with 3 egg balls, and I think it was
three cat
a couple
balls
of
and
EMFs.
a couple of EMFs. We call it the paranormal starter kit.
but everyone has to start somewhere.
You've got to start
and
somewhere.
we did, and we utilised other stuff and improvised with other stuff, and lots of different things, from REM pods to REM pod teddies to even recently we've got other equipment that we've got that has worked.
Yeah.
We've recently done a mansion in Surrey. There's another couple of groups went there the other night.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah, and anyway, that's another story.
Yeah.
So if you're going to help groups out, just be aware that if you're going to give it locations, obviously share out. That's what we're here for, to help each other out.
Yeah.
But moving on from that.
Yeah.
We've been to lots of different locations, and everything from disaster, which was really interesting, because within 3 minutes of takeoff, all the people that were on that aircraft died in a field when 3 minutes before they thought they were going on holiday. So we've got a lot of stuff there. I mean, we know from Richard and me, done loads of investigations there. He's able to see stuff, and he's seen. We've actually caught someone full body apparition walking into the middle of the field. He's seen someone come up behind us when we were packing up, because he can see stuff I can't. I haven't got that ability. And he said he had a white shirt on, red tie, and a tweed jacket, and he had a briefcase in his hand. And he went, because he was dead scared. We was packing up. It was probably 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, 1:30.
It was that night.
He just went froze like that. Said, "Don't move." Then he told me what he saw. He said the person looked to the right and they just disappeared.
And it was that night.
But it was crystal clear. We're talking about not like spirits like we call that, say, Halton. You know Halton?
Yeah.
Like Halton's like the asylum in Epsom. A couple of groups would have known about that. And so we caught loads of stuff there. We've probably done 4 investigations there, maybe 5 even, like local to us.
We like to revisit, don't we?
If you put hours into that, it's quite a lot of hours. Sometimes
because we do a lot of research as well before we go to a location. We do so much research, because the more we know about a location, the better, really.
That's right. And you don't want to give people disinformation as well. So it's good to learn about that, because if you're going to communicate with spirits and find out about who
they were, what went on down there, and what went on there, what it was used for, the years that it was built, the years that there was a business somewhere.
Whatever. And I mean, I can use an example to say the tunnels. Everyone knows where they are now anyway. It's been a long time ago. But some other groups done it before us, some other paranormal groups, and it's recently been done again. I don't think they got much because they were trying to rush it. But we've been down there for like.
And they got some information wrong as well. They didn't do that.
Yeah, but we do about 5 hours down there a session. We've probably done.
We've gone down there 3 times.
3 times. So we've done recce there. We've done 3 at 5 hours. And
listen to this, guys. Twice we lost audio on all of our footage.
Yep.
2 out of 3 times.
So we get some strange stuff happen. It could be down to the tech or whatever, but it does seem a bit odd. But yeah, so we've done lots of locations. We've been to Epsom Tunnels. That's a really good place. Difficult to get in sometimes, but you can get in there. We know how to get in there. Not many do. another one that's really good. We got some good results there too. But that was more. It was never used as such. It was built in preparation for the Second World War invasion. That the soldiers could run down. They were going to use it as a hospital. It never got used, but it had everything in it. But eventually, it got stripped out. Anyway, apart from all the other cemeteries we've been to, so many. I don't want to bore you with that because they all seem the same. I know what you mean.
You can look at our videos. We've been to so many different locations. We've got so many coming up as well. Some really good ones.
We've got some real class ones.
There's one that's coming up, but I think it's going to scare the shit out of them.
Well, to be honest, we've got to travel quite a long way to go up the middle of England to do this one.
But it's going to be worth it.
It's going to be worth it. It's a few hours drive, a few hundred miles.
We'll probably come out traumatised.
Yeah, it's because it's a rarity. Excuse me, I'm having a drink.
Sorry, I've been drinking, it's fine.
No whiskey in there, is it?
No.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, we have got some great locations coming out. Andrew's completely correct. Do we need to mention what sort of places they are?
No, I think we'll keep that to ourselves.
I think we will, yeah.
Sometimes people, keep an eye on your page and...
Yeah, I mean, you want to be there first, but you do want to share these things, give other people opportunities.
Yeah.
But we're the sort of paranormal group that don't go in for 2 hours and try and rush everything.
No, we can be down there all night.
It could take us an hour setting all our equipment.
It takes us a long
maybe
time
an hour
to set up. We've got a lot of setting up to do each time, so that's an hour.
And we might have 2 or 3 cameras and stack cameras in places, setting up stuff in different rooms. Then we'll find an extra hot room. We might do a Ouija board in that room. So there's a lot going on. So to set up all that equipment, and we try to get in buildings a bit stealthily because these buildings are abandoned, but it's not like it's illegal or anything.
You can go in there. It's we won't go into the legalities of it, but you want to be respectful. You don't want to get caught because the police will just move you on. You don't want
yeah, and it's just
and you're
it's just,
it's
a bit embarrassing to get caught with loads of dolls in a bag. And, no, it kind of once we kind of happened. We bumped into. They were okay about it because.
Hi officers, check our stuff. Oh, there's 6 dolls and
4 REM pods. They were quite happy that we weren't doing anything that bad. We're not the sort of people that go around. You get some people going around, urban people. Some, not all of them. Some of them really good people.
A lot of people are respectful. You just get some yobs that go in and they want to smash the place.
And they just want to trash your windows and they do graffiti places up. We're not really into that. It makes it very difficult. And even Hollywood Lodge is graffitied all the way around. So
it's had an arson attack, unfortunately.
But that was years ago. But the thing is with the graffiti and that kind of stuff as well, it makes it a bit more difficult when you're trying to catch captures because it can have shapes on the walls.
Especially when someone's graffitied a ghost on the wall and
stuff like that. So the stuff we've caught there is through the doorways and windows mostly, so they're blacked out. There's no graffiti in there, and we've caught a man coming out the door, which is either a soldier or somebody's got a bandage around his head. It's a fantastic apparition of. We don't know. When we talk about spirits, you've got ones that I discussed earlier that come. Maybe your grandparent comes to see you, your mother or father or whatever. They pass away. And it usually happens within the first few weeks when you talk to people about this sort of stuff. But you've also got things called repetitive spirits. And say, for instance, a car accident on a motorway, it might happen, repeat itself over and over again. Sometimes people might see that or hear it.
And it's not actually a ghost.
It's not actually a ghost. It just means
it's energy repeating
itself. Right? Yeah. You hear stories of going away for a little bit from what we do. Just generally speaking, there might have been a Roman battle somewhere. And people say, if you go up there, sometimes you can hear it. Well, I don't disbelieve that. I mean, there's some people are susceptible to hearing things, and energy, I believe, gets trapped.
It's an echo of the past, basically, and you hear those echoes.
I mean, I had that experience coming down. As I said to you, my last experience, apart from when my mother died, I'm damn sure I heard her say Joey, my name Joe. She used to call me Joey, obviously because I was a son. That's what she called me when I was a kid, and I heard it twice within 2 weeks when she passed away. I know there's a thing called wishful thinking and you want to hear things, but it wasn't like that. I was going to bed both times and I heard it within 5 minutes of being in my bedroom. But hang on, leave that alone. The last time that I something actually happened to me was, I told you, when I came down Snowdonia. It was coming down the Pink Trail. I don't know if any of you guys know that, North Wales. Coming down Snowdonia, and as I come down, I was with 3 other people. There was lots of other people there. It was quite a warm day, probably 70 degrees. It was coming down, and when I got to the last lot, there was a couple of cottages, ruins in stone, no roofs on, just stone. Probably 300-400 years old cottages, something like that. They looked that kind of age. And for just a quick second, I looked to my right where the lot was, which was about 150 feet away, 200 feet away. In between that area was like a flat area, and I saw a woman, and I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was gone. I saw a woman with a dress, like I'll describe a Victorian type, but you know what I mean, with dresses coming out, and 3 little children, maybe 6, around about that age, chasing up, like I could hear it as well, like giggling, but no one in my group saw that. I turned around and I went to say to them, "Did you see it?" And I just thought, no.
I think you're nuts.
I think I'm nuts. But it was literally that quick. And she was hanging washing up, or taking it down. She was like a lion. So she was doing the washing up. But very, like, it was just and I think it was a repeat. So there's spirits that come to people.
I had a similar experience in Wales when I was 12.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of a field and there was nothing there. It was just a field. And I just saw this flash of myself as sort of a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know if I believe in reincarnation, anything's possible. I don't know what my beliefs are on it.
Yeah.
But to me, it was like I was a pheasant girl. And I've said to my friends and they thought I was nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you can get premonitions that you've been somewhere before. People get that experience, don't they? They go to, sure, I've been here before, and you may have done as a child and just forgot about it or whatever. Or it could be more deeper than that. I don't disbelieve that there could be all sorts of stuff going on. Because when we also talk about spirits, like I just said, spirits that come to people that lost loved ones or friends or whatever, and they come and see before they leave. Visitations, let's call it visitation. Then you've got your repetitive spirits that might be walking through a building. They've done it so many times they just do it. So you're just seeing the same energy. They're not necessarily there showing you themselves to you, but we've been on camera and we just caught that moment in time.
Pictures are great.
Repeat itself.
I mean, video's fine for doing what we do.
Yeah.
But pictures are really important. We work that out over time.
We've
caught some good things. We caught the full, Richard caught the full, I think it was Richard, caught that full-bodied apparition that night at Staines. We've got it. I'm going to have to repost it.
As it goes out to the middle and then eventually turns into a black mist, then he's got an orbit colour in the middle of it. And it was a full-bodied apparition, came past us. Because what it is at Staines, we've got a cross in the ground. And we put that there first ages ago, being not 10 months ago, and maybe a year. Wrote the flight number on the front of it, and we usually go back there and put flowers every 2 months, something like that. Since then, we've done a memorial. You can go on our site, TikTok or YouTube, you can see we've done an actual memorial. There is a memorial in the town. It's about half a mile away in a park. So we felt that with all the investigations we've done, we owed them something. And to put a memorial at the plane crash site is much more, to us, much more appropriate than something that's half a mile away. And our one's got the flight lists as well. And
we literally, we did feel that we needed to create that. I made the reef. Joe got all these beautiful signs. He got some signs that were personalised.
Do you know what it was? We just wanted to give something back. We've done so many investigations there.
Yeah. And you've always been really drawn to it.
Very drawn to it. It's my baby location, really. I love it. Because it's like a capture in time. It's very difficult to get there. It's very difficult to know where it is. It took a lot of research. But the evidence that we've got stored, and we're going to be doing some episodes there shortly as well. And then obviously you guys are going to get to see everything.
I'm I think it's really important when you do what we do, and we really are passionate about what we do. We love what we do. We all met each other a couple of years ago, and we all shared the same fascination with the paranormal, and that's how we got together and we become what we become. But yeah,
I think when you come together, it's like brainstorming, isn't it? You know, you bring every experience something to make the cake, basically. So if you bond well together, you've got that same interest. Even if you've got interest in other things.
We all flow. We've all got good energy. We all get on together.
We're lucky to have Laura.
Very lucky to have Laura.
We haven't got Richard at the moment, but there's still a
Richard's off doing his own thing at the moment.
Yeah, so we're hoping at some point
he might plot back in.
He might be plotting back in here and there, hopefully, because he's a really good asset to our team.
He is,
and he's a great recce guy as well. Apart from he can see stuff. I mean, I wish I had these abilities. I really, really have. And I'm coming on here telling you that, you know, that thing that I heard with my mum. I think that's quite common. People hear stuff like when they lose a loved one. But apart from that, and the thing when I came down 3 or 4 years ago, down from the mountains, I saw that thing that happened literally in a few seconds. Anything other than that, no. When we've been down the tunnels, for instance, which is the old asylum, Canaan asylum below there, they got rid of the asylum, but the tunnels are still there, and they were part of that hospital, as well as being a air raid shelter in the war, and also used by if I can remember, what was it called? The lens
making machine.
So then
it was W.H. Cox.
And they used to make lenses down there from let's have a look, it was 1950
to like
78, I think it was, and then it became abandoned after that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've done our research, and we try to do as much research as we can on each place.
It's important to do research when you go into any location.
Yeah.
We're not the type of paranormal group that just goes on to do TikTok live for a quick scare, a couple of gifts and that.
We're trying to look for facts.
We're looking for facts. We want information on where we're going.
Yeah.
Because you can communicate with the spirits better, especially if they know that you know what their story is, or some part of their story, and what a place was used for, the years it was used for. It's important.
We have caught some amazing EVPs, which are really, and recently with the dolls as well. I mean, some of the stuff that's, you know, there's proper conversations backwards and forwards between you. Dolls, which you have to test.
These dolls and Elodie's, I don't know.
She was up there.
Elodie.
She was up there, yeah.
Did you like her? I'll just let her continue. Actually, I will turn it off.
See, well, maybe if you turn it off, she might light up again.
Thank you, Elodie.
Sorry about that. We've got these little lights, and they just make little necklaces.
These are my haunted.
They can twist them and they can go on, but not until those have been fit. We've got other ones as well. They get fitted with, some of them with EMFs, and some of them are fitted with motion activating devices, so if they get touched, which you will see on the video, because there's another doll called Victoria that we've got, which we think she got haunted at the tunnels. You see the other
she's definitely
little podcasts I've done. She murmurs, she hums to songs, and when we done one of the, or might have been two of them we done it in, the tunnels, we sang some nursery rhymes down there,
and it was after
because they're old-fashioned.
It was after that,
and it was after that, and then all of a sudden we was in a graveyard the week after, in a location in Surrey, and she was there with us, and we picked up an EVP of exactly the same thing.
Women humming.
But yeah, so we move on from all that. You know,
here's the haunted dolls. Andrew's become a little bit obsessed. Joe's got to stop her from buying any more dolls now, because I've got 4 haunted dolls. I've got to stop now.
I mean, I keep search rate mine, but I'm a bit horrible. I keep them zipped up in a bag and I put them in my Keita shed. But the thing is, I work with them carefully, especially Victoria. She's really reactive.
You respect Victoria. You love.
To be honest, all that we do.
He's having an affair with Victoria, basically.
Oh, I don't think that will go very far. No, but yeah, I don't know what you're saying. No, honestly, all that we do, we're going to try and do it. We try to communicate with the spirits, and by helping them, their equipment, because we want to do it in a modern way. We do the
We
Ouija
got
board.
dolls originally because we thought, okay, they're relatable. We never expected one to get haunted.
No, and it's just communicating with her at the moment, so it's a bit difficult. But she's using motion activated device.
She loves Joe because I brought her back here to my house for an experiment, and she didn't want to communicate. But Joe brings her in from his shed, and
what can I say?
her EMF goes nuts. Her motion detector goes nuts.
What can I say?
The REM pod. Thank you, Elodie.
Maybe she likes bald men.
I think actually I'm going to turn this off. Thank you, Elodie, for showing us. But you're going to be flashing all through the video. Thank you. Welcome. We're on a little talk later, Elodie.
Yeah. So and why is it started off with 3 egg balls like a lot of people we see sometimes.
It is.
And it's quite funny really, because I've got to tell you now that egg balls aren't very reliable. We know that they move in the wind, so they sit on the ground. Could be a bit of grit there.
The grit moves.
Bit of wind, they just move. So we started off with some stuff. We realised that they're not very reliable, and people do get excited about that. I recently saw someone put a balloon at the top of the stairs instead of a football. And it was moving around. Well, balloons will, so you can't rely on it. So if you're going to do a
balloons are full of static. You can walk past them and you can't use.
If you're going to do a staircase, you
can't use a balloon.
You need to use not a heavy football, but a football.
Yeah.
And then so that's got to be moved. It can't be the wind. It can't be the draft. Not one of them light balloons you use in the swimming pool or a balloon. Definitely not. Anyway. So we try and keep things a bit more modern. We're going with ghost tube. We're trying to get good pictures, quick snaps, videos, and we have caught some stuff in the tunnels. We caught a white figure, a silent white figure down one of the corridors. Caught loads of EVPs down there.
I've got to try and find the video because we had on video on our silent footage, believe it or not. When we all saw it. There was a man, and it was like he was hiding, and he peeked his head.
He was peeking his shoulder and
his head out.
We saw a black.
I know I've got it somewhere.
And I mean,
find it.
I said I don't see things, which I don't. I see that.
Yeah.
And he was down one of the tunnels.
He didn't want to be seen.
He didn't want to be seen. He was kind of his head and his shoulder, arse the wall, and then he leaned it up and he leaned back in again.
Yeah. And we walked down there, and there was no one there.
You can't go down those tunnels and not hear anything because everything echoes. If anyone came in the tunnels and you were there, for instance, you'd hear them laughing, talking, or there was no one else down there. That was just us.
There's so much down there. It's
such a good place.
There's a woman moaning down there.
Yeah.
We all heard that individually.
So,
sighing, banging. There's a lot.
Throwing stones against tins and all sorts of stuff. We've had that. All the REM pods going off, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, so we wanted to do this little podcast for you, just to get to know me and Andrea. Yeah. We will be doing another podcast in a couple of weeks' time. Probably next time it'll be Laura with Andrea.
Yeah.
Or me and Steve together or whatever. Steve's new to our group.
Steve's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We've got good energy going.
Great energy. He's really connected with her.
Yeah.
Me and Andrew really connect, but we're connected as a 4-way thing.
How long have we been doing this now? Over 2 years.
Gotta be.
We've known each other for longer.
Yeah. So as I say, our interests go back further.
First time I met Joe, he was talking about. You talked to me about Paranormal. Actually.
Probably, mate. I've always had I've always had an interest in it.
For me, I mean, I don't see full-bodied spirits anymore. I haven't seen a full-bodied spirit for about 17 years. I get glimpses of things. I see things walk by me. I can't give you a specific. I hear things, very much so. I see orbs. I see mists and shadows. I don't actually see full-bodied apparition.
If you are going to get into this, if anyone's out there and are thinking about getting into this paranormal stuff, I mean,
it comes with risks as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can tell you, came back from children one night. I went back home. I was lying in my bed, and how I didn't jump out of bed, I don't know. And something pulled my left foot, so nearest to the edge of the bed. I was asleep. The next thing, you know, when your foot gets pulled out like that, and I got pulled, I got jerked like that. But you know what? I didn't jump out of the bed and go, "Oh, what's that?" I'm so used to doing this paranormal stuff now.
You expect it. You expect to hear things when you come home.
It becomes inbuilt. There was another night when I heard, it sounded like, it's going to sound crazy, like 3 boxes falling down somewhere in my flat. And
that was after staying. Was it after staying?
I think it was after staying. It could have been children. It was after staying with children. Anyway, so I went and checked the next day. That's how not bothered I was about it. So you kind of expect it. You hear little noises when you come back, which normally I never used to get. I haven't got cats or dogs or anything like that.
I have, so.
You actually, you can't really go. So anyway, I went the next day and I thought I've got a box in the cupboard. So I went in. It was just this big box. It was like a fountain or something delivered from Amazon. So it's a big talk. But what I heard was 3 little boxes dropping. I could literally hear them. But of course, it never happened because I had those boxes there. But look, we can go on and on with this podcast, really. I just wanted you to get to know us, why we're so interested in it.
Yeah.
We're also interested, not just in dead people and spirits, and basically, unless you're religious and you believe in church and you believe heaven and hell and all this kind of stuff, which I'm not saying it doesn't exist, because we've definitely found good and evil, especially in places like Children, because we've got some fantastic captures there. But I also believe, or we've discussed it, all of us, about different dimensions. So is it possible that some of the stuff we call, like these cryptids, that they just are not necessarily dead, they're just from another dimension and they can travel through portals?
Sounds mad, but I wouldn't have believed it until I went to Children and we saw on that picture what we saw of that creature peeking out from the tree that is not from this world.
No,
it's not.
Definitely.
And you can call them mythical creatures, but where do those stories come from? Because people have seen them.
I think there's a whole scope to this. You know, you can go really deep on this.
No, we won't go deep.
But we're not going to go deep on this one. We're going to keep it really what this was all about.
You'll be able
to get to know what we're about, and what we put up is what we find. Sometimes we may clean something up a bit, so we'll give you the original photograph, and then we'll make it a bit brighter,
just so that it's a little bit more clearer for you. We don't want to alter pictures, so we'll always put the original and then we'll put a sharpened image up, just so it's a bit easier for you to see.
And also, to get one picture, we're discussing about these captures we've got. We've probably done thousands upon thousands of pictures to get down to narrow it down to these like 15, 20, 30 pictures that we've got.
Joe's literally like, here's 1,000 pictures. Can someone go through
I've gone through a few myself. It is a bit of a killer. Andrea does admittedly go through a lot of StatCam.
I go through StatCam, which lately has driven me mad, but we've had some amazing captures. So it's worth sitting there for like 6 hours of footage of absolutely nothing for 30 seconds.
I personally think that we've caught more apparitions through photographs.
Yeah, we have.
But we've also caught a lot. Well, obviously with photographs you don't get EVPs, you can't get sound. We've caught a lot of EVPs with StatCams, with just normal videos, even off of iPhones and stuff like that. And dictaphones, we've got a special dictaphone that was quite expensive, 140 quid. But that is, it'll hear something from half a mile away.
Yeah,
so if you're in
we bought one of the best dictaphones for Paranormal, for catching
and it really is the business. I mean, we got to one location.
It's too good, actually. It's a bit
sometimes
too good.
It can be too good, because one location where the road is like 500 feet away, it sounds like the cars are right next to you.
Sounds like you're sitting on the pavement right next to the car.
Sometimes the equipment can be too good for that. So if you're in a real rural, they're really good. Or if you go underground, they're great. But overground, if there's a road that say, I don't know, that you'll hear the traffic, and we still get that on the camera sometimes.
We've had some great EVPs just on our video camera lately. We've got really lucky.
Loads of on the video.
We haven't had many on the dictaphone lately, but we've been getting them on the camera.
On the camera, exactly.
On the camera,
exactly. Well, look, I think we can nearly give this a wrap tonight.
We'll do some quick fire questions. I'm going to do some quick fire. You can do some quick fire at me.
What's your favourite location?
Tunnels.
Which is your second most favourite location?
Children. Only because of what we call them. Yeah. It is quite evil there.
What made you think it was evil? Is it what we've seen or what you...
Probably when you went there, like a nutcase at 1 o'clock in the morning on your own, and you come back and there was literally a claw man. You'd caught a claw man. It was like something out of Nightmare.
Andrew would have to put this up because you've got to see this.
I will.
It's incredible.
And he is genuine as well.
Yeah, everything we've done.
Why you went up there at that time in the morning or not?
It was just, I just got this motivation. I think I got hooked in it when I first.
You did, you was a bit. It was about. You kind of children on it.
I think I started. Well, you went there 15 years ago when you were young with your friends.
Oh God, yeah. And I saw kids run across.
You saw half children, just up to their top of their legs.
It was just like the bottom, and it wasn't just me that saw it. It was like 1 in the morning, just quickly, and these little kids in patent shoes with this little giggle, they just run across, and I looked at. We were all like, did you just see that?
But you only saw it up to their waist, wasn't it?
No, it was just up to the knee.
Up to the knee, sorry. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So, once again, what's that? Is it a repeat or is it a ghost? Well, it's not definitely not something that's come to see you.
No.
Or do they exist there and they just hover around there at night anyway? They don't care whether you're there or not. Who knows? But there's definitely different dimensions. We've caught a portal there, which is amazing. So these creatures that we've caught there, were these cryptids, do they travel through? Do things travel through these different dimensions? I believe they do. Yeah, I actually do. Are they dead? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. They could be alive and they're just able to come here and go back. But like I say, you can go on forever about this sort of stuff. I mean, all we're going to do is keep it real, take the pictures, give you the episodes, get you to locations that are really interesting. We've got some really good ones coming up.
We've got some great ones coming up. And we do like to do an episode. We like to do a full episode. I know people, everyone has different ways of doing their investigations. We like to do an episode rather. Some people might go live. We will go live at some point. But we do like to go through footage because that's when you catch stuff and you sit there and you watch, 2 cameras at 6 hours on, that's 12 hours of footage, but we are getting some great stuff.
We're getting some great stuff out, and out of that, and out of what we catch with pictures and stuff like that, and other bits and pieces.
I will go looping one day from watching static cam days worth.
But that's we'll share that. We'll be sharing that trip because I'm going to be doing some of that as well.
Absolutely will.
Yeah. So and
I don't get paid enough.
No, and even more actually.
We don't get paid anything.
But no, exactly. So anyway. Hope you enjoyed this short podcast from Superbly Supernatural.
I need to give you
always do Superbly Supernatural.
Superbly Supernatural.
And stay with us because we're a really expanding, growing team, and it's all about learning as you go.
Yeah, and we're still learning after over two and a half years.
If you want to converse with us, try and subscribe to our channel, and like, and a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you don't think it was that good.
We're we're sort of London, Surrey based. We are going out a bit further to a couple of places.
We're expanding, obviously. We've done, there's so much to do in the city of London anyway, there's so much stuff. But and suburban and down at Sussex. We are heading, we've got a couple of good ones, a couple of them in the Midlands that's coming up. We've got to travel because it's very difficult to get. I'm not going to divulge what they are.
No.
It's going to be, they don't come up very often.
No.
So we've got some fabulous ones coming up. But we're also revisiting other places and we'll be doing some episodes on places that we haven't done episodes on.
It's good to go back, especially to some of the places where we don't feel that we've finished them because there's so much there and you're always going to get stuff there and it's always different every time we go back there.
Exactly.
Quick 5 questions, Joe. What's your favourite place?
My favourite place? I'm going to have to tell the truth. You know where it is. It's a crash that happened at Heathrow 1972. where the trailer took off and crashed into a field at 4:11 on the Sunday, 18th of June 1972. 118 people perished there, and I find it a real somber place. You can feel, I can't explain what you can feel, but even though I'm not gifted in any way, I can feel something there. I built a rapport with them. We've got some fantastic stuff there. It's cut off from the public really, but we've gained access. And I think it was he just proves it by doing the memorial. That's the feeling we had about that place, and the rapport we built with them.
Scariest place you've been?
That's a difficult one. There was a time when we went to the tunnels, got all our equipment in there, got all the way to the end of the tunnel, set everything up, and I forgot my phone. Then I had to go all the way back on my own because they didn't want to come with me. And I went all the way back on my own through a forest.
Richard was terrified being left alone with me.
With just the...
Because he didn't have another man.
Yeah, he didn't have another man. He was sort of scared he had to defend you, I think. And no, so I had to go for it, but come back. So that was probably the scariest. But the scariest place, I would say, I don't get scared as such anymore. As I told you, a couple of times I've come home and a couple of things have happened. I think you get hardened to it, and you're in acceptance that if you're going to do this stuff, you're going to bring a bit of something back with you. It doesn't matter how much you try.
My cat, Pumpkin, told me that I bought something back from Horton. There's actually a video on our TikTok.
He didn't tell you, did he, though? He doesn't tell. What Andrea means is he was looking all around. Like, if you look at one of our videos...
He could see something.
And animals are susceptible to spirits, definitely.
And we done a spirit board that night, and we caught a weird thing between us. My next question...
That was Horton, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah. That's about... Oh, that was a cold winter, so we're talking about... 18 months ago?
Yeah.
That wasn't the first visit to Horton, but it was one of the first. We've been extensively... As I say, it's been hit by a few... paranormal groups, but mostly some of them have done it in the daytime, which I find a bit weird. But everyone does it. Everyone's got their own way. Everyone's different. We like to work in the night hours or dusk and then night. That's kind of our stuff. We do recce sometimes, as I said to you before. When we're doing recce, there's places to find places that we think are in the daytime. So look for places to do at night. We might get an EMFL or addictive up just for 2 or 3 minutes, but then we go.
Right. So if you could go to any location, where would you go?
Any location? What you mean, haunted location?
Yeah, if you could go anywhere.
Got so many interesting places that, I mean, I think I'm interested in some of the subway tunnels that were used in the Second World War in London, that were used for bombing raids, so people go down. Yeah. They quite interest me. I think subways, graveyards, when you started doing a lot of them, they don't get boring, but they're kind of like...
They do get a bit boring.
They're kind of the same thing over and over again, unless you get a bit of activity. I'm not talking about children, I'm talking about all the other ones we've done. And we've caught stuff, but it's not as...
We've been to a couple, but it does get a bit samey.
Put it this way, 10 years ago I wouldn't have walked through a graveyard on my own at night. Now...
I think we've hardened up, haven't we? Not a lot scares us anymore.
No. Considering the stuff we caught, the only person that did get a bit scared, and I don't blame him, is Richard, because he was able to see. Yeah. He is able to see stuff.
And you imagine you just turn around and
that is crazy.
Someone in like body form is right now, and we're not talking about something see through in like film style.
Yeah.
Richard's looking to the side and he can see a full person.
He said to me at the time, because it was frozen. He said to me, Joe, it was like they were solid, like you and me. It was like someone else was with us. Because like we call him the bandage man in Horton, coming out the doorway. We thought it was a soldier or maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But we're only guessing. It's a male, definitely. And
very tall man.
But because he can see stuff, obviously I would say he would get... I've seen him physically get frightened and need support. I mean, if I did, I'd probably be. I mean, all it is with me, I've got no abilities really. The only thing is I like to do the technical stuff and catch stuff with cameras and go over stuff and just get that evidence and get it together, get with Andrea, get everything edited and get it out to you guys out there and share it with you. That's what we want to do, and that's it. It's really as simple as that. There's nothing else really we can add to it. Really, we've got our equipment. We've got some haunted dolls as well. We're working with. So you'll see them on location.
My house is probably haunted now, which I tried to get away from years ago. So.
Let's hope not. We don't want to get the priest down in. But no, on a serious note, yeah, I hope you enjoy our channel. Try and like and give us a thumbs up, or if you want, like I say, if you want to give us a thumbs down, subscribe to us because we're going to good places.
And we're also open as well. It'd be great to do a double with someone else local.
We want to find a really good paranormal group that's respectful to spirits.
Yeah. But down to earth as well, because we take it seriously. We have a little laugh on the way there, we have a little laugh on the way back, maybe when we're having a break, because we all banter, but otherwise we do take it seriously and we make sure we're respectful wherever we go.
And just one more thing, when we do have our breaks, we tend to take our stuff with us away from where we're investigating. Yeah. So we might go back to the vehicle.
We had the odd occasion in the early days where we didn't, but we've learned from it.
It's just good to take yourself away for 10 minutes, have your cup of tea or your Coca-Cola or whatever you're having, bits and pieces, and then go back to it rather than just stuffing yourself in front of cameras and all the rest of it. So we do just have a bit of respect for where you're going in the day. And thank you for joining us here tonight. I really hope you stay with us. We've grown a lot, I think, in the last, and we're really investigating, finding new places.
We're finding a lot of new.
We're going to be a bit more careful about handing out places, certain things, because
there's we're not going to go on too much about it, but you know, some people do just spy on you, and
I mean, we
tend to take the.
I think we've got to remember that we've all watched. Even when we started out, we watched other people's episodes.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, no one owns locations. We're all paranormal groups. They're all going to end up probably at some point doing the same places.
Well, of course. But I mean, certain things. Obviously, if you want your channel to grow, then you want to be a bit unique, a little bit. So you're going to try and keep it a little bit.
We want to try and do new places that maybe other people haven't done.
Yeah. I mean, there's tons of stuff out there that we could do. I'm not going to bring that open to this. We're going to do them at a time and maybe do some teasers that week. Then we'll go and investigate. Some places we might investigate 2 times before we'll do episodes over two weeks, 2 weekends, and then
especially if a place is really big.
If it's big,
we've got to do. If we need to do 10 hours, we've got to go back twice.
And what's that new thing we've been doing with the earphones? What it's called?
Oh, the Estes method.
Explain that.
So, everyone that follows paranormal knows what the Estes method is. You blindfolded, sensory deprivation, you're blindfolded, you've got noise cancelling headphones on, connected to a spirit box. Someone asks questions to the person that's blindfolded, and when it works really well, because you should be getting responses
from ghost ship.
You should be getting spirit responses that are in line with the questions that the other people are asking you. So when it works, and it worked really well in the mansion when I did it.
It worked really well in the mansion. When you done it, it was like amazing. And we were in a basement, and even one of the words that you came out with was the basement.
I remember it coming through, and I thought, because you're not sure what's going on around you.
And I was there. I was one of the ones that was listening and maybe putting questions out there. Steve did as well. Yeah. And you couldn't hear us. And
I couldn't hear anything.
You could hear what the spirits were saying.
I wondered if you were still there.
And it was as if there was an argument going on with spirits upstairs and in the basement. There was a cage there. They said, at the cage, we've already done that. Then they said, it's open, which it was. The cage wasn't locked. So there is times when that's what you look for, when things match up properly. They're not a load of squabble, that's coming over white noise and stuff. This was actual stuff, like a conversation going on between spirits and answering questions.
Some of them sounded angry as well, when the voices were angry.
And so
Yeah,
anyway,
we've put this method into, and it's working well for us.
yeah,
This is another new
it's a bit of fresh one we brought in, and this is something we're going to use more often. But listen, I think we might have to leave
we're
it.
going to wrap it up because we'll be going on. But we're going to do some more podcasts, and we're going to talk about specific things. My cats are fighting outside, so I'm going to have to go break that up.
But anyway, from Joe here,
Andrea,
and from Superbly Supernatural, always do that. Superbly
Joe loves
Supernatural.
doing his Superbly Supernatural
Yeah, and we will bring as much evidence to you
as possible.
we can find.
And we love doing what we do, and we do
really
it with passion, and I hope that comes across with our videos as well.
Thank you. Thank you for staying with us.
Thank you. If you lasted through this video, please give it a thumbs up and a comment, and it helps the channel grow.
And you'll be getting another podcast in a couple of weeks to just speak to Laura and Steve. Thank you very much. Joe and Laura. Good boy.
Joe and Laura? Excuse me?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Who?
Joe and Andrea.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Signing off. Anyway, thanks guys for staying with us, and we'll catch you soon.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. See you soon.
Bye guys.
Bye.